I was going to say. No problem.
Do you want to intro yourself what's here?
Really? So what just want me to say, hi, I'm Murray, I'm Yona's sports therapist. Right?
You basically just did it.
Oh, really?
It might not be.
Do you want me to look at that?
No, just say you.
Hi, I'm Murray Collier, I'm Yona's sports therapist.
Nice. Camera's over there then.
You said honestly.
Sorry, I'm putting you on the spot here. It's funny though. Good entertainment. Okay, so this isn't how I'd normally start a video. Laying on my face with an elbow in my bum. But it's the situation when I'm having some physio working on my glutes, and this you can see here working on me is Murray. This is his clinic called Sports Therapy Edinburgh. I don't mess up how to say it. And Murray's been sponsoring me for almost 3 years now.
Far too long.
Come on. I first came to the clinic just before the Olympics in Tokyo, and then we managed to arrange a deal afterwards, which has been awesome for me because I've never had consistent treatment. When I was growing up, I never had physios that I could use on a regular basis because it's relatively expensive and there's not much money in diving. I haven't had much to go around. I've had to spend on other things. So any little bits of treatment I could get was awesome. But this sponsorship has been genuinely a huge, huge benefit for my diving career because it's allowed me to get some regular treatment, especially as I'm getting older now and the body starts to give you more difficulties and more challenges and more things that are difficult for me to manage on my own. Having the help of Murray and everyone else in this clinic has been awesome because it's not only allowed this kind of hands-on treatment, but also good advice and just almost the ability to talk things through and rationalize things and realize that it's not maybe as bad as I think or got specific ideas to improve something that could get better or maybe something that I haven't even noticed. It's been really awesome for me. So now as I'm prepping for Paris, just trying to keep the body in check as everything kind of increases and as the pressure and the stress builds, that will inevitably go through the body. So as much as I can look after it, with the help of Murray, the better, for potentially, hopefully good games. I wish I was that kind of perfectionist, but I literally just don't have the time.
Nah.
It's just too...
I actually think your viewers kind of like when it's like that sometimes, it's somewhere sort of normal, it's not like you're being a proper influencer about it.
Yeah, all 100 of them.
Any extras of those I'll quite happily take, actually. That top's sick.
I'll get some more this summer. Well, this is the old kit. This is from this is from the Rio cycle.
I'm just joking anyway, but it's absolutely sick.
I do like this one a lot. This is one of my favourites. I think of the non-Olympic ones, I've only got one of these, maybe more. I've got so much stuff back at home in Leeds. Yeah. That's just been in the suitcase. I don't need all of it. Yeah. So I need to get it out at some point. But yeah, everything is okay. Just a bit it feels hard at the moment, but it's expected to feel hard. Mm-hmm. I got now around 2 weeks today I compete in nationals. So nationals isn't a priority. I just need to kind of get through it, but I'm going to train for it. And then after that, I've got a nice long period of time. Cool. So, I don't know, trying to decide between what actually needs looking at and what is just sore because it needs to be sore right now.
Yeah.
So like my quads are sore, but they're kind of always sore, so that's all right. The knee's been fine. The neck has been feeling like a little bit tight, but I've been able to move through my full like range with my arms, and I've been able to push a bit more confidently, even while I was getting back into weight, so that's good. So I feel like kind of preventative stuff around that.
Yeah.
So like the back and the glutes, they probably have an effect. And then also the ankle mobility stuff would be good as well.
Just like hands-on working on it, trying to mobilize it. The neck, you want me to like work around the neck and your traps and stuff like that as well? Or are you thinking?
Yeah, maybe a little bit, but not like too major.
Not heavy, just general. And you were saying the back and glutes are like you feel like it'll help that not be as.
Yeah, I think a lot of my things come from tight glutes, right?
Yeah.
So like tight glutes and ankles.
Work away on
tight back.
We can just keep it out as we're going as well.
I'm going to straight off this one.
Where should we start? Lower back or the hips?
Hips probably.
Hips.
Yeah.
And they'd just be feeling a little bit tight from your sort of heavy training.
Yeah, well, I think it'll just be like the load will make them tighter, and then once they get tight, but they're probably not even too bad to be fair. Because I've been trying to stretch more.
The right side of it's different in terms of rotation, but both feel like pretty normal ranges. I think the muscle spasm on the right side is probably just a bit more. So
yeah,
start with a little bit of elbow into the glute. How is that feeling?
Yeah, actually not too bad.
Just keep it right. If anything starts to feel sharp or irritable, any sensations down the leg, just let me know and I'll just keep pushing. I'll make it worse. Yeah, you feel it twitching?
A little bit.
What is your training looking like today?
So I've had my morning session, and then I've just got this afternoon, so I think I've got a few more of my optionals. Because after the week off, I just had like 1 week of kind of building back into it. And then this week has been getting the optionals going again. And then that gives me 1 week next week to prep for nationals. Can
you really gently push back towards your right? And relax, nice deep breath out. And then breathe in as you push against me. Good. And a nice deep breath out. Good stuff. And one more time. And relax. Good. How are you feeling about it in terms of mindset and stuff rather than just the body?
The mind's okay. It's a slow process of rebuilding confidence at this point now. Because definitely took a bit of a knock in Berlin and in China because they weren't as smooth as they could have been. But there was a lot of kind of travel fatigue and other difficulties around that.
Gently push back again.
And it was just obviously just a lot of competition, so not competing well wasn't a surprise.
Yeah.
It was relatively normal, relatively expected, but it still is annoying.
Right, we're going to start with just the pushing back on this side first of all. And relax. And again. And relax. Yeah, it must be difficult to something to regenerate after if an event doesn't go quite to plan to then regenerate for your next one coming up.
Yeah.
But it'll be grand.
Yeah. Just a process of breaking it all down.
Yeah.
And then slowly building up. And then over time the confidence comes. But when you're constantly just on the move, it's hard to kind of actually rebuild properly. So now I've kind of got the time, even with nationals in between, like that's not a pressure one for me. So it's just calm whichever way it goes. It allows me a nice period of time to just like rebuild properly. Murray was mega helpful when I did my knee. So if you've kind of been following the journey and been seeing everything that I've been doing, you will know that I had a pretty rough knee injury just over a year ago now, probably about a year and a half ago, where I ruptured my rectus femoris tendon. And I'm trying to think of the timeline, but I think it was literally, I don't know if it was before or after the surgery. It had to be before the surgery, where I messaged Murray. I was like, I think I'm going to need your help to help the rehab and the recovery process, because it was a bad one, and to get back to a good level, it was going to be tough. And with Murray's help, as well as my coach and my S&C coach, I was able to make it back.
I thought it was going to be a lengthy journey back to getting you diving again. I was hopeful and pretty optimistic that you would be. There's a difference between, so you can get like return to sport criteria, and then you can get return to previous level of function.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of a blur between those. I was thinking it would be a year or thereabouts back diving.
Really?
Yeah. And then, how long did it take it then?
Well, it was 5 months until I did my first competition.
Yeah, so a lot. It was a very progressive rehab process, and then with return to previous level of function, like I think you're there. It's obviously it's hard to assess, but we've had like the biodex, and that's been really helpful too.
Yeah.
But really, that is now your performance in these upcoming competitions will actually determine your previous level of function.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess with the absence of other pathology within the knee, because it was actually just a clean rupture of the rectus femoris tendon, with people that have a previous or historic good level of strength, you can get a much smoother and accelerated rehab process. But from the practitioner's side point of view, you always want to be really cautious with it as well. So having your S&C coach and sort of like others that are involved in the diving institution involved was, it sort of gave me a lot of extra knowledge, as much as I could sort of be beneficial to it. That was reassuring for me as well, having that sort of full network of people that were involved in it, and you're the consultant as well.
It's nice how something like that can actually be beneficial in a weird way.
Yeah, definitely. I think you, at first, once you had sort of obviously, well, I think you responded to being injured really well, really quickly.
Yeah, I come to terms with it really quickly.
But I remember you actually saying it almost forced you to take a rest and like get a bit of perspective on where you're going and what your plans are and stuff. So
yeah,
to come towards this next sort of big bump, next Olympics, after what's happened there, is a pretty cool part of the story, as much as it was gritty at the time. And I think you probably benefited a lot from going through the rehab process as well.
Yeah, I think so. It taught me a lot about myself. It taught me a lot about my actual love for the sport, because I was so eager to get back into it as quickly as possible.
100%.
But I feel it was pretty. I think it's quite impressive in that, even though it was such a quick return, I feel like we didn't really skip many steps.
Yeah, I think there's ways. So like conventional rehab plans are built on data, and some of the data can be collected from athletes, and some of it can be sort of everyday general population type patient bases. So what you can actually do, so when it comes to things like sort of isometric strength, like static contractions, moving on to sort of concentric and eccentric, different types of the ways that you move your muscles to contract, we managed to sort of multiply and sort of skip them or not skip them, sorry, but like bring them together at the same time and actually introduce really light versions of plyo because you're a diver.
Yeah.
We wanted to get some load and volume of plyometric force through the knee as quickly as we could within the capacity of what the tendon and the healing process would withstand.
Yeah.
So I think we've done pretty good at being creative, and I will always bias towards getting someone as better as quickly as possible, but also having the diving institution involved in that meant that you would run everything by them.
Yeah.
So, because the last thing you want to do if you're a private clinician out with an institution is be telling someone to do something and the institution wasn't happy. So the fact that there was this really nice sort of relationship between all of us was fantastic. It just meant everyone was on the same page.
You've obviously never seen an injury like that yourself, right? Have you ever never seen a ruptured right thumb?
No, I've had exposure to similar things. I see a lot of like ACL operation people, post-op ACL patients, but it was a bit of a strange one because of you being a diver and the mechanism. You said it was a bit of a mishap on the diving board at the time that it happened.
Yeah.
I think with the force transmission going down on the knee and what you were trying to do body-wise must have been why that happened. To be honest, I'm not that fresh on the prevalence of that, but I think within your sport it's more likely. Like high jumpers and things like that as well, probably.
Yeah.
You get like Achilles. I've seen sort of post-op Achilles ruptures and things as well, so you kind of get a general gist of what the deal is going to be with those sort of things.
Did you actually hear about that long jumper, Jasmine Sawyers, who ruptured her Achilles a couple of weeks ago?
No, I didn't.
She's like a British long jumper, and she's one that kind of is around in and around the medals, but I don't think she's got an Olympic medal yet. But she just ruptured her Achilles in training a couple of weeks ago, and obviously that rules her out of.
Was there a video of it within a gym?
No,
did she do it whilst jumping?
She did it whilst jumping, I think. That puts it into perspective for me as well, because like in terms of the timing of mine, the timing kind of for such a serious injury couldn't have been better, because it actually gave me the time to go through the rehab process and still make it back for the Olympics.
100%.
Which is just so lucky. But it's really cool how even though it's like an injury that you've never seen before, I guess it shows like how good you are as a physio, but also like just how the principles of physio kind of transfer regardless of what the injury is. Like you can kind of figure out the method to recover and to get back to full strength.
Definitely.
Even if it's something you've not necessarily seen before.
Outcome measures and like you say, the principles. I've done some extra sort of reading on the type of injury and seen some protocols for athletes like yourself, but
I didn't know you could read.
I just added that in to make it seem like I read it.
I'm sorry, I'm joking. Carry on.
Well used to it. It made it really, really sort of easy, having sort of some objective stuff that I could research, but then sort of good sort of 10 years experience of seeing bits and pieces.
Since you've been treating me, like this whole business, this whole clinic has like grown massively, which is awesome to see. And it's been cool for me to see it as well, like moving from the little office that you treated me from the first few times to this clinic now with the gym in the back. I went back and just like filmed a little bit of it. It's pretty cool.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that. It's nice having lots of different people being a part of it.
Yeah.
So it was an absolute mission to get it all set up. It was almost derelict building, but the space is what I was interested in. I knew I could get a gym in the back and I could get some treatment rooms in the front. But as I was going through the process, having sort of patients like yourself and other people coming in to chat about it, all that sort of stuff keeps you quite kind of motivated and on board. So it's nice to have everyone being a part of that as well. I wouldn't have been able to do it if I didn't have such great sort of patients to take care of as well. And my team put up with quite a lot. I get a lot of jobs started and they don't always get finished quickly. I was getting some abuse from one of my team members recently because the shop currently is half blue, half black out the front. So that is a common feature here.
Yeah, I remember that, like floors being half done and stuff. But it's just hilarious how you'll be complaining about DIY and then the next day you like start a new project. That's happened a few times for sure.
I don't even know how to describe why I'm like that. ADHD.
No, it is class to see like the how something can just grow from the effort of one person, but also like the generosity. Because like for me, like obviously there was no requirement for you to help me in the way that you've done, but like it's just a very nice thing to do.
Well, if I didn't like you, I wouldn't be doing it.
That helps a lot.
100%. Even doing nice things like we obviously went and saw Kevin Hart. We both really enjoyed Kevin Hart. Things like that was great fun as well. It's not, I don't think many people's physio would be going to watch comedians rather than stuff.
No. Speaking about the clinic, what do you see next for the clinic? How do you continue to develop it? So
I've been building a reception desk since last April, which is just about finished. So we're going to get a sort of part-time admin cover, and my new-ish colleague Kieran.
You actually could pronounce his name properly for the video as well.
Don't tell him. He's taken over some admin responsibilities, so getting the team nice and compact, everyone's schedules working well, everyone running good that way, admin coverage, and just getting this one unit very nicely sort of running and making sure everyone's happy, patients are happy. What I might do next, there's a couple of gyms. A good friend of mine has a gym, and two good friends of mine have a gym, so getting a little satellite clinics for me to work from 1 day per week.
That'll be cool.
Athletes and sort of gym goers are my favourite types of people to work with. So it doesn't really feel like work going in and doing something like that. So I think that's it. But honestly, with the last, in particular the last sort of 2-3 years, just getting everything running smooth, simple, and making sure that we just have quality rather than quantity. I have no ambition to try and have another clinic somewhere else or anything like that. It's not necessary for what I'm wanting to do. I just want it to be good.
Yeah.
Other sort of athletes that we're working with is an exciting part of it as well. We've got a few sort of MMA guys and some a boxer that we work with as well. So having these types of athletes in, I think we'd like to have sort of our gym here a little bit more used with those types of patients as well. So becoming more of a rehab centre rather than just a physio clinic would be the plan with that as well. We've got Alana. She runs a Pilates class on Sundays, so like having that here, it's almost like clinic subsidised. Like it's only like £10 per session, but all patients get to visit that class for free on their first visit. Having again sort of good quality types of exercise and a really welcoming team to help sort of encourage people that maybe aren't as confident to get into some level of strength training is a big objective of the clinic, because it is, I'd say, 99% of the time, the way that things get fixed and the way that people get better.
Yeah, I did the Pilates class one time, and it was really hard. It was really good.
It sneaks up, like, you think it's nice and smooth to start with,
Yeah.
and then you'll go through a sequence and you think, oh, that was quite tough, and then
Yeah.
it gets repeated 6 times.
It's just like, when is this going to end?
Yeah. Alana, whenever I do the class, she always looks at me and like just grins as I'm struggling. And it's probably because, again, I have lots of half-finished jobs and little funny little things that she likes to give me trouble for, which I think is funny.
Well, thanks for the chat. I think that's enough for the vlog.
Perfect.
Plenty time. And, well, I guess this video never saw my face, but that's what happens sometimes. Normally, when I'm lying down like this, my eyes are shut and I'll like full on start drifting off into a nap. So it's actually kept me awake this time.
Alright, no need to call me boring.
Yeah, he just talks so much that it becomes just hotter. No, I'm joking. Lovely. Right, we're going to finish up here, and then I've got training this afternoon. Hopefully just survive the rest of the week, and then one more full week before Nationals. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.